Friends, hi everyone, you're on the hollylolly channel, and with me today is Kazu. This is my friend, a Russian-speaking Japanese.
Hi!
Today we're going to dispel Japanese myths. I will ask what we want to know is true about Japan or not. I want to ask general questions first, and then we'll dispel myths. Kazu, please tell me where you studied Russian and how long did you study it?
Hi! My name is Kazu and I am a third-year student. I started learning Russian 2 years ago when I went to university in Kazakhstan.
Wow, in just 2 years. If I knew Japanese like you know Russian, I'd be happy. Kazu, please tell me, is it true that Japanese schools have very strict rules?
It's true. For example, many Japanese schools have rules about hairstyles.
I know that girls are only allowed to have black hair.
That's true too. You can't wear makeup or paint your hair or nails. You can't wear earrings.
Is it true that girls can't have ponytails to keep their necks down? They say that boys will pay attention to the neck and get distracted. How true is this?
I honestly don't know much about this, so I think it's not true.
And they also say that you can only go to the toilet for 6 minutes, and if you go for more than that, it will be considered as truancy. What other strict rules are there?
Generally, I'm used to Japanese rules, so I can't single out any particular ones. For me, they're all okay.
What kind of games do Japanese kids play? I was wondering what Japanese kids play. I know they like to collect bugs a lot here. What are the usual games anyway?
Beetles do get collected a lot. Most often children walk in parks on playgrounds.
I know that children have a lot of time to study and sit at books late into the night. Is there even time left for these games?
Many children, in fact, are forced by their parents to go to additional classes after the main school. We have these as private separate schools.
In my country, it is culturally accepted that children are taken to their grandmother's house for the summer, or that the grandmother often helps young parents with their children. For example, she can babysit a small child. And in Japan, I am told that grandmothers should have their own life, and here grandmothers with children rarely help. Is it true or a myth?
It really depends on the person, but it is still often helpful.
Would it be okay if a mom asked a grandmother to pick up her child from school or daycare every day? Or is that a lot?
It's okay to ask, but very few people do it. Mothers try to rely on their own strength, and also grandparents often live far away.
In my country, grandmothers are very fond of feeding the child, and the first course, and the second, and homemade pies, and stuffed cabbage and dumplings. How do the grandmothers feel about this?
There is such a thing too.
Kazu, I've read a lot that in Japan there are vending machines with worn underwear and pictures of girls. And it seems to me that this is some kind of myth and misconception. Is that how true it is? Because even if there is such a machine, it seems to me that it's one for all of Japan and Tokyo. What do you think?
Actually, I've never seen vending like that, so I'm not sure if it's true. But I also know that nowadays Japanese girls are selling their underwear to men over the internet.
Do you think there are no such vending machines after all? You've never seen one?
I've never seen one, but I think there might be.
Maybe some sex shop has it too, but I haven't lived in Japan that long, so I thought I'd ask a Japanese person who was born here. Basically, you could say it's a myth.
I personally have never seen it, but I know that many girls do sell their panties.
Kazu, continuing on the topic of vending, I saw a bug vending machine on Akihabara. It was selling edible bugs, and I think it's just for tourists. I don't think Japanese people eat bugs, or do they eat them after all?
They do, but not a lot. I tried locusts. It's the most popular bug here.
And how did it taste?
I really liked it.
How are they cooked? Pickled or just dried with salt and pepper?
Drying and adding spices. In locusts, for example, soy sauce is added.
Is it true that the Japanese are tasting insects after all?
It's true, but very few people do.
I also wanted to ask you about the onsen. They're these hot springs.
I love them. I went to an onsen last week.
So my question is there a women's zone and a men's zone? Because for me personally, it is a shock that everyone is completely naked and without clothes.
There are different ones, but most often women and men are separate. Children can also take onsen.
Is it true that children take a bath with their parents at home until the age of 12? I just know that in Japan they are not shy about being naked at all. And that's the norm, right?
Actually, yes, it's like a tradition.
It's interesting because we are shocked by your cultural peculiarities and vice versa. Is onsen okay for shy and reserved Japanese people?
In Japan, an onsen is a very sacred place. In an onsen, everyone is open with each other. Everybody likes to go to onsen, hot springs. They kind of trust each other, and the atmosphere is very high.
I also wanted to ask you about family life. I've read a lot that Japanese couples don't have intimacy at home, but go to love hotels. Is it true or not?
Yes, it's true. In general, the family in Japan is a very interesting topic because, first of all, husband and wife are very friendly, and plus, they don't have intercourse at all. It's only for the continuation of the family, for children to come along. We don't have a culture of hugging, kissing. I think it's sad.
Is saying I love you rare too?
Yes, you don't hear that very often. It's not common.
Is it true that in many families husband and wife sleep in separate rooms?
Yes, that's right, because they don't love each other. Such tracks go on for the children. It's weird to me too.
Do the Japanese cheat, by the way?
I don't think so. It depends on the person.
There are a lot of lonely people in Japan. Why is that? Is it good for people to be by themselves? Or are they just very shy, they find it hard to get to know each other?
That's an interesting question. There's one reason. If someone does something out of the ordinary, it's considered bad. You have to be the same. It's very sad. In Japanese society, it's like that everywhere. Yes, but it keeps society very orderly. That's why we don't have much crime in our country. Japan is a very safe country because all people are the same and everyone follows strict rules.
How do Slavic girls differ from Japanese girls in general?
Many Japanese girls don't have an opinion.
I know it's not customary to say no. Always a girl will have a smile on her face.
But it's not just girls. The Japanese are all like this.
That's very interesting to me. A Japanese man will never say no, but if they tell you that you have a beautiful watch, it means it's time to leave. And there are many such hints, but directly nobody will say that something is wrong, because it is not accepted. Kazu, thank you so much for participating in this video. I really appreciate you answering my questions. And thank you so much for watching and see you in the new videos. Bye bye!